Archangel Michael says, "The air around you has been whispering all day and you tried to ignore it. A small weight pressed against the walls of your room like a held breath. Something entered without your permission and settled beside your life as if it owned a chair at your table. The sign first arrived as a chill that did not belong to the season. Then a light hum, like a wire pulled too tight behind the plaster. You sensed it and turned away because turning away felt safer than seeing. You did not imagine it. You did not overthink it. You noticed because your spirit refuses to be fooled anymore. A woman traced a path toward you using the language of objects. She learned to move in silence and leave a mark that looks harmless. Her work pretends to be ordinary and hides in plain sight until it roots inside your day. She studied your rhythms and learned where your keys sleep and where your shoes breathe at night. She looked for soft places, not to care for them, but to bend them. Her steps carried the weight of envy shaped into routine. The object she sent is not grand. It is not heavy and it does not glitter. It wins by going unnoticed. It can be a folded scrap with writing that fades when touched. It can be a ribbon tied around a jar and tucked low behind a curtain rod. It can be a tiny mirror turned to face your bed so your fatigue recycles itself. Sometimes it is a dried sprig bound with thread and placed behind a photograph. Sometimes it is a coin wrapped in red and hidden near the doorframe. Sometimes it is a charm glued beneath a drawer so your hands never meet it, only your days do. She believes objects can carry intention like a wick carries flame. She believes rooms remember the last voice that spoke over them. She believes your room will teach you to surrender without argument. Her belief does not outrank your assignment. Her craft does not outrank your covenant. Her object does not outrank your authority. Stand now and keep your breathing steady. Move through your room with calm steps as though the floor itself is an ally. Let your eyes learn to see edges again. Begin with the doorway because entry governs everything that follows. Touch the frame and tell it to release what does not belong. Feel the grain under your fingers and feel it shift from stranger to guard. Turn to the corners, beginning with the one farthest from your bed. Corners collect what the center rejects. They keep secrets in the geometry of shadow and they yield when addressed. Open your closet and look not for clothing but for stowaways of memory. Old receipts hold names that pull at your attention. Stained paper clings to the scent of rooms you left and tries to lead you back through fatigue. Lift the mattress edge without fear. The space beneath is a harbor for things you did not intend to store. You will not find monsters there, only attempts at distraction. Check behind frames and under baseboards where the paint lifts. Feel along the back of shelves where dust thickens into a quiet skin. Listen for the tug in your chest that tightens when your hand nears the hiding place. The object may be wrapped to confuse your recognition. It may look like a keepsake to confuse your loyalty. It may borrow your memories to confuse your mercy. You are not obligated to honor what intends harm. You are not required to shelter what starves your courage. You are free to remove what never asked for consent. Prepare a bowl of clean water and a pinch of salt. Open a window so the room can breathe. Let the curtain lift like a flag that declares ownership returned to you. Hold the object without letting its story fuse to your pulse. Place it in the bowl and watch the surface change. If the water stirs even when your hand is still, the room is telling the truth. Carry the bowl outside if you can step safely. If not, set it by the open window and let the air witness. The witness matters because isolation is where such tricks grow. Wash your hands and let the water run for a count that feels complete. Wipe the sill and the handle and the place where you set your phone. You are not scrubbing fear, you are editing influence. Return and speak over your bed, your chair, your lamp, and your mirror. Claim their use and remind them of their purpose. Objects behave when purpose is restored. The woman who started this does not live in your room, but she wanted to make it speak her name. She wanted the walls to echo with hesitation so your plans lose momentum. She wanted mornings that forget how to rise. She learned this pattern from another life, taught by someone who thought control looked like protection. She confuses attachment with care and pressure with proof. What she calls attention is a loop made of hunger. She picked you because your light unsettled the kind of comfort she built on comparison. She picked you because your growth erased the story she told about limits. She picked you because you glow when you do not apologize for breathing. You are not here to be dimmed. You are not here to be rearranged by envy. You are not here to carry other people's weather. Return to the bowl and lift the object with a cloth. Place it in a paper envelope and seal it. Mark the envelope with a single line that ends in a firm stroke. Do not throw it in your bin so it lingers on your property. Do not gift it to someone else so it travels in your name. Do not store it for later because later multiplies what now dissolves. Walk it to a public trash far from your doorstep. Drop it without ceremony and turn away. Walk home by a slightly different path to teach your feet a new ending. Back in your room, light a white candle or switch on a clear lamp. Brightness declares the contract closed. Your room exhales and you hear the sigh in the hinge of your door. Collect the crumbs of that old fear and send them out through the open window with your next exhale. Close the window and feel the difference in the way the latch settles. The room is lighter because authority has weight and you used it. Now tend to what she targeted first, which is your confidence. Clean your mirror and speak a sentence that belongs only to your present. Let your reflection learn again that you are not negotiable. Wash your pillowcase and change the sheet so your rest has a fresh field. Wipe your bedside table because sleep is a covenant between body and spirit. Spray the room lightly with water so the air tastes new. Place a small dish of salt near the door for one night and discard it in the morning. Do not keep the dish as a trophy. Let it do its quiet work and then release it. Write the name of your next goal on a piece of paper and fold it once. Hold it to your chest and feel your heartbeat sync with intention. Place it where sunlight reaches it during the day. The woman will feel her thread snap because it had no permission to be tied to you. She will look around and discover the silence where your name used to echo. She will learn that your room now speaks a language she cannot mimic. She may try with messages that provoke or news that drains. She may send talk to your doorstep through a friend who enjoys carrying stories. She may stand near but not cross the line, hoping your attention invites her through. Do not feed attention where respect is absent. Do not explain your boundaries to those who only study them to bend them. Do not rehearse the past inside your chest as if pain is an assignment. Your room is a sanctuary only when your mouth agrees with your decision. Your bed is a field of rest only when your mind stops renting space to guests. Your door is a promise only when you keep it. Store away what you love with care so love is not a messy pile that invites trespass. Label the box that holds your keepsakes so memory is organized and safe. Give your favorite book a steady place so its wisdom is close when night leans in. Take 3 slow breaths and listen to the floor settle beneath you. A house speaks once the noise leaves. Silence is not emptiness, it is order returning to its chair. Archangel Michael says you are not late. You arrived at the exact moment your courage remembered its last name. You removed the object and the story that tried to ride inside it. Now strengthen your perimeter without turning your home into a fortress of fear. Fear barricades and grows hungry in the dark. Wisdom arranges and grows joyful in the light. Place a clear glass of fresh water on your desk for one day and change it tomorrow. Let the water absorb stray heat from words that do not serve you. Discard it at sunset and tell the day it may go. Sweep the floor and push everything toward the door, then out. Dust is not only dirt, it is old time. You are not obligated to breathe what you already outgrew. If you keep plants, trim the leaves that yellow. If you keep photos, leave only those that open your chest wider. If you keep letters, tie them with string and bless their completion before you put them away. The woman built her influence by rehearsing the same move on people who did not notice objects speak. She thought your noticing made you weak. She knows now that your noticing makes you sovereign. You will feel her pull for a few days like a radio station fading at the edge of range. The sound will thin until it becomes wind. Then it will be memory without teeth. Place 3 grains of salt on your doorstep tonight and sweep them away in the morning. It is not superstition. It is a simple way to remind your spirit that entrances listen to intention. You step over your boundary and your boundary steps with you. Drink a glass of water after you finish this ritual. Let it settle in your stomach like a small lake. Still water reflects and still resolve endures. Write one sentence that begins with I keep. Write one sentence that begins with I close. Write one sentence that begins with I open. Read them aloud to the window and then to your pillow. Let the day hear them and let your rest learn them. Words become furniture when they are repeated with care. Your room now recognizes you again. The light falls differently on the wall because shame left. The quiet is warm because fear exited. Your mornings will straighten because the hidden weight is gone. Your evenings will deepen because the air no longer hums with someone else's worry. Your plans will stop snagging on invisible threads that do not belong to you. Be gentle with your body as it reorients. Even relief can feel like a shock when muscles have grown used to defense. Eat something nourishing and walk slowly for a few steps to tell your bones that danger has retired. If night arrives with a memory of the old heaviness, place both hands on the wall and thank the home for learning. Homes learn from their owners, just as owners learn from their homes. You taught yours to choose you. You were never a target that stayed still. You were a river that learned to recognize its banks again. You were a room that remembered the name on the deed. Archangel Michael says you reclaimed ground that some never returned to claim. You did it without drama and without announcing it to those who would not understand. You did it by turning a simple day into a line in your story that will not be crossed again. The woman will move on because no voice answers her call here anymore. Let her go, not with malice, but with clean hands. Release her name from your mouth so it stops taking space where your future sits. From this night forward, treat your room as an altar to your next chapter. Make your bed like a promise and keep it. Set your chair like a throne and sit without apology. Keep a small notebook near the lamp and write down victories that your old heaviness would have devoured. Write the tiny ones that rarely get a stage because tiny victories add up to architecture. Stack them until you can lean on the wall they form. When you leave and when you return, touch the doorframe like a friend. This simple touch is a handshake between you and your shelter. It teaches your hands to recognize home even in the dark. You did not learn this cleansing to live forever in defense. You learned it so you can live again in design. Design your life the way you just designed your space. The air approves. The floor hums softly with relief. Your spirit stands taller than the furniture. Archangel Michael says this chapter closes with clarity. Your room witnesses your rise. Your day steps forward without stumbles from a weight that is no longer here. The object tried to carry a message of control. You answered with a message of ownership. Ownership wins. Rest now inside the calm you made with your own hands. Let new plans arrive like guests who bring fruit instead of noise. Let your name feel clean in your mouth when you say it. The work is finished for today and the line is drawn. The woman's thread hangs loose and finds no knot to hold. You walk forward and the house walks with you. Tomorrow will arrive and meet a space that favors what strengthens you. The light will find clean edges and your courage will find room to expand. Everything heavy learned today that you do not host it anymore. Archangel Michael says your life is not a storage unit for other people's schemes. Your room is not a hallway for other people's storms. Your spirit is not available for hire. Carry this certainty into the street and bring it back every time you cross your threshold. Let the world see the difference and let the room keep the proof. The proof lives in the quiet that stays when you close the door. The message is complete. The room is yours. The future is listening and it hears resolve. Continuing. The room holds your decision like a cup holds water. It shapes itself around the choice you made. It begins to echo your courage back to you in small, steady ways. Archangel Michael says your space is learning your voice again. It listens when you enter and it softens when you exhale. It releases the last threads of the story that tried to anchor itself inside your walls. Keep moving with quiet purpose that does not boast. Let every small action carry a large message. Let the large message be that you live here on your own terms. Pick up the clothing that waits without a home. Give what no longer fits your life a new path out of the door. Leave only what strengthens your posture when you wear it. Open that box of old gifts you kept out of obligation. Hold each thing and measure it by the peace it brings. Release the objects that return you to rooms you already left. Gather the broken pieces of jewelry at the back of the drawer. They teach your eyes to normalize fracture. You will not practice fracture anymore. Find expired bottles and half-used perfumes that no longer tell the truth of who you are. Scent can chain a day to a memory. Let your scent tell tomorrow's story instead. Lift the rug and sweep the fine grit that hides beneath. Small heaviness collects where feet are confident they will not be seen. You will not allow any guest to hide beneath your steps. Carry a damp cloth across the top edges of door frames. Dust tries to crown the home with dullness. You replace dullness with attention that is light and firm. Walk to the window and look at the line where sky meets roof. Place your palm against the glass for a breath. Tell the horizon that it may widen. Set 3 intentions for this room and write them in simple language. Keep them near the lamp where your eye lands first in the morning. Let the words train the day to recognize itself. The woman who seated that object will feel the door close where she expected an opening. She will reach for the old handle and touch air. She will learn that access requires consent. You do not chase. You do not argue. You do not audition for peace. You carry yourself across the space with the posture of someone who owns morning. You carry your name without apology. You carry the work of your life like a clean tool. The floor answers with a softer sound now. The walls hold light longer before evening. Your bed welcomes you without bargaining. Place a small tray by the door for your keys and coins. Order prevents loss from becoming a personality. A clear perimeter frees the mind to build. Slide a sturdy box under the bed, labeled for the future you are building. Place only active dreams inside it, not unfinished guilt. Let the underside of your rest carry momentum, not weight. Choose one corner for a quiet chair and a notebook. Corners become allies when they host focus. Sit for 5 minutes and train that corner to be a gate into clarity. Your phone will try to drag the old noise back through notifications. Silence what does not serve your next step. Teach the device that it is a tool, not a sovereign. Open your closet and group clothes by the mood they support. Keep courage at eye level. Tuck hesitation on the highest shelf until it forgets your name. Stand at your mirror and meet your own gaze without flinching. Say 3 sentences that begin with I will. Say 3 sentences that begin with I am. Walk to the kitchen and wash one glass until it shines like a decision. Bring it back to your room and set it where you can see it. Let it remind you that clarity is a practice, not an accident. The woman will try a final echo shaped like concern. She will pretend interest and hide appetite in the tone. You will recognize appetite and feed it nothing. There is no revenge inside your plan. There is only distance and dignity. There is only a new road that does not pass her gate. Place your shoes together at the edge of the mat. Feet remember alignment by repetition. Aligned feet carry aligned days. Wipe your doorknob slowly, completing the circle of your movements. Handles hold the fingerprints of yesterday. Let today grip metal that no longer whispers old names. Set a timer for 10 minutes and clear the tallest surfaces first. Tall surfaces broadcast stories to the room. Let the story be clean, purposeful, and alive. Fold your blanket with care each time you leave. Completion prevents energy from leaking into mess. Mess invites scavengers, completion invites rest. Move a plant to where it catches honest light. Life leans toward the window by nature. Your life leans toward truth by design. If your window faces noise, add a sheer curtain that diffuses without blocking. You are not hiding, you are shaping. Shaping is how a steward expresses peace. Place a book that grew you on the nightstand. Give wisdom a short commute. A short commute increases the chances that wisdom shows up on time. Create a 7-day reset for the room and walk it gently. Day 1 focuses on air. Open for 10 minutes and allow circulation to carry out the last of the hidden weight. Close and feel how the latch agrees. Day 2 focuses on surfaces. Wipe, dry, and leave a bowl of water to catch what the air releases as it settles. Discard the bowl at dusk and thank it for its quiet work. Day 3 focuses on corners. Vacuum or sweep the triangles of shadow until they feel square again. Square corners give the mind a place to rest. Day 4 focuses on drawer interiors. Remove, sort, return only what belongs, and leave a whisper of cedar. Drawers are pockets of momentum when they are honest. Day 5 focuses on textiles. Wash pillowcases and the throw you use often, then fold with kindness. Texture shapes mood and your hands teach texture how to behave. Day 6 focuses on light. Clean bulbs and lampshades and align the lamp so it does not glare. Light is a leader and leaders need clarity. Day 7 focuses on sound. Play a single song you love at low volume while you stand still. Let your body memorize the frequency of calm. After 7 days, stand in the doorway and notice how the room meets you. It greets you with a stillness that is awake. It carries no trace of the woman who once pressed a test into your space. Archangel Michael says you passed the test by not taking it. You chose ownership instead of argument. Ownership is the language of safety. If you feel a tug during the night, place both feet on the floor before you reach for your phone. Let your soles tell the ground you are present. Presence dissolves shadows that thrive on panic. Set a small boundary ritual for visitors. Offer water and kindness at the door and observe how eyes meet yours. Eyes that refuse respect will not cross the threshold again. Keep a soft cloth on your desk. Wipe the desk before you begin any new work. Teach the desk that preparation precedes excellence. Add a small hook for the jacket you wear most. Hanging what you use is a vote for ease. Ease multiplies capacity. Store your chargers in a box with a lid. Cables that sprawl tell the mind to fray. Tidy current carries steady power. If a message arrives that tastes like bait, let it sit without reply. Silence is a complete sentence. Completion is a boundary that requires no explanation. Write the 3 names you trust most and keep them folded where you think clearly. Trust loves a short list. A short list protects the heart from committees. When memory of the woman rises, let it pass like a cloud. Clouds do not negotiate with the sun. You are the weather now. Plan one small celebration for the room. A new pillow, a fresh plant, a framed word that steadies you. Let celebration be proportionate and sincere. Anchor your mornings with the same first movement. Open the curtain, breathe once, touch the frame. Your nerves learn calm by rehearsal. Anchor your evenings with the same last movement. Place the notebook on the chair, dim the lamp, name one victory. Your sleep learns trust by ritual. Keep a simple tray for mail so paper does not turn into a river. Open only when you can finish the action. Unfinished paper is how strangers rent space in your attention. Place a small wastebasket where the day tends to pile up. Teach the pile to fall into its proper ending. Proper endings make space for clean beginnings. The woman's plans move elsewhere now. You give them no stage and no echo. They shrink without audience. Archangel Michael says your room now functions like a shield and a spring. It blocks what drains and it releases what grows. It feeds your work and calms your bones. You are not dramatic in your defense. You are deliberate in your design. Deliberate design is quiet power. If you travel, cover the mirror before you leave. Let the room rest without your image calling to it. Return and uncover with a greeting that is simple and kind. If guests stay, set the tone with a small card on the table. Write welcome and write respect. Rooms echo the first words they hear. Maintain the salt near the door once a month if it steadies you. Let it work overnight and discard in the morning. Keep the practice light so it never becomes fear. Check the envelope drawer once a season. Nothing hidden may live there anymore. The only secret this room keeps is your next victory. Dust the skirting board and the legs of furniture. Hidden edges collect what conversations shed. Clean edges host honest talk. Keep a low basket for blankets and teach hands to return them. Return is a love language between objects and their place. Love multiplies when return is simple. Your calendar sits on the wall, wipe it when you turn the month. Months carry residue unless dismissed with intention. You dismiss gently and move forward with grace. At the year's turn, open the window even if the air is cool. Let the new air know its way in. Let the old air know its way out. The woman fades like an old broadcast that cannot find a tower. Your boundaries do not hate her, they simply do not host her. Hosting ceased and the signal died. You did not win by force. You won by clarity. Clarity is a climate. Archangel Michael says keep building a climate where your name can breathe. Keep the room honest and the room will keep you strong. Keep your steps measured and your goals near. Place a fresh pencil in the notebook and draw a small square. Inside the square write one move for tomorrow. A square keeps the promise contained until it is kept. Stand in the center of the room and rotate once, slowly. Notice that nothing tugs at you from any corner. Notice that the air holds you without demand. Your life begins to feel like this room. Purposeful, uncluttered, and awake. Firm at the edges and generous in the middle. There will be days when the world outside tries to rush in. You will meet it at the door with calm eyes. Calm eyes are doors of their own. There will be nights when silence feels too large. You will let the lamp glow and you will breathe into the quiet. Quiet grows comfortable when it is treated like a friend. There will be moments when old habits knock. You will recognize their rhythm and you will not rise. They leave when hunger is not fed. The room is now your ally. The bed is now a teacher of rest, not a stage for worry. The mirror is now a witness to growth, not a judge of yesterday. You walk through the day carrying this alignment. You return at dusk and the alignment remains.